Yashodanandana Vrajanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajanaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Hi everyone. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I have some network issues, so hope voice is clear. Please chant the sloka after me. Nivritti dharma nirata.
Nivritti dharma nirata.
Nirmama nirahankritaha.
Nirmama nirahankritaha.
Swadharmaptena satvena. Parishuddhena cetasa. Nivritti dharma nirata. Nirmama nirahankritaha. Swadharmaptena satvena. Parishuddhena cetasa. Nivritti dharma nirata. Nirmama nirahankritaha. Swadharmaptena satvena. Parishuddhena cetasa. Anyone likes to chant?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Nivritti dharma nirata nirmama nirahankritaha swadharma aptena satvena parishuddhena cetasa. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Nivritti dharma nirata nirmama nirahankritaha swadharmaptena satvena parishuddhena cetasa.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Nivritti dharma nirata nirmama nirahankrita swadharma aptena satvena parishuddhena cetasa. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Nivritti dharma nirata nirmama nirahankrita swadharmakena satvena parishuddhena cetasa. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Nivritti dharma nirata nirmama nirahanka kritaha swadharmaptena satvena parishuddhena cetasa.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, tell.
Okay, carry on.
You tell, Mataji. I'll tell after you.
Okay. Nivritti dharma nirata निर्ममा निरहंकृता स्वधर्माप्तेन सत्त्वेन परिशुद्धेन चेतसा. हरे कृष्ण माताजी. थैंक यू.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. हरे कृष्ण. निवृत्ति धर्म निरता निर्ममा निरहंकृतः स्वधर्मप्तेन सत्त्वेन परिशुद्धेन चेतसा. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. निवृत्ति धर्म निरता निर्ममा निरहंकृतः सधर्माप्तेन सत्त्वेन परिशुद्धेन चेतसा. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. निवृत्ति धर्म निरता निर्ममा निरहंकृताः स्वधर्माप्तेन सत्त्वेन परिशुद्धेन चेतसा. हरे कृष्ण माताजी. थैंक यू.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. निवृत्ति धर्म निरता निर्ममा निरहंकृता स्वधर्मप्तेन सत्त्वेन परिशुद्धेन चेतसा. थैंक यू. हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. निवृत्ति धर्म निरता निर्ममा निरहंकृता स्वधर्माप्तेन सत्त्वेन परिशुद्धेन चेतसा. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
हरे कृष्ण. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. निवृत्ति धर्म निरता निर्ममा निरहंकृता स्वधर्ममाप्तेन सत्त्वेन परिशुद्धेन चेतसा.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. निवृत्ति धर्म निरता निर्ममा निरहंकृता स्वधर्माप्तेन सत्त्वेन परिशुद्धेन चेतसा. थैंक यू माताजी. हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. निवृत्त धर्म निरता निर्ममा निरहंकृता स्वधर्माप्तेन सत्त्वेन परिशुद्धेन चेतसा. थैंक यू माता.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. निवृत्ति धर्म निरता निर्ममा निरहंकृता सर्वधर्माप्तेन सत्त्वेन परिशुद्धेन चेतसा. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. We'll see the synonyms. Nivritti dharma, in religious activities for detachment. Niradaha, constantly engaged. Nirmama, without a sense of proprietorship. Nirahankritaha, without false egoism. Swadharma, by one's own occupational duties. Aptena, executed. Satvena, by goodness. Parishuddhena, completely purified. Chetasa, by consciousness. Translation. By executing one's occupational duties, acting with detachment and without a sense of proprietorship or false egoism, one is posted in one's constitutional position by dint of complete purification of consciousness. And by thus executing so-called material duties, he can easily enter into the kingdom of God. Hare Krishna, Supriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Here the word Nivritti Dharma Nirataha means constantly engaging in executing religious activities for detachment. There are two kinds of religious performances. One is called Pravritti Dharma, which means the religious activities performed by the Grahamedis for elevation to higher planets or for economic prosperity, the final aim of which is science gratification. Every one of us who has come to this material world has a sense of overlordship. That this is called pravritti. But the opposite of religious performance, which is called nivritti, is to act for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Engaged in devotional service in Krishna consciousness, one has no proprietorship claim, nor is one situated in the false egoism of thinking that he is God or the master. He always thinks himself the servant. That is the process. That is the process of purifying consciousness. With pure consciousness, only can one enter into the kingdom of God. Materialistic persons, in their elevated condition, can enter any one of the planets within this material world, but all are subjected to dissolution over and over again. Hare Krishna.
We'll do one more sloka. Suryadvarena te yanti purusham vishvatho mukham paravaresham pragritim asyotpati Bhavanam. Synonym: Suryadvarena, through the path of elimination. They yanti, approach. Purusham, the personality of Godhead. Vishvatha Mukham, whose face is turned everywhere, Para Avara Isham, the proprietor of the spiritual and material world, Prakritim, the material cause, Asya of the world, Utpatti of manifestation, Anta of dissolution, Bhavanam, the cause. Translation. Through the path of elimination, such liberated persons approach the complete personality of Godhead, who is the proprietor of the material and spiritual worlds and is the supreme cause of their manifestation and dissolution. Yes, Mataji.
Purport. The word Surya Dwarena means by the illuminated path or through the sun planet. The illuminated path is devotional service. It is advised in the Vedas not to pass through the darkness, but to pass through the sun planet. It is also recommended here that by traversing the illuminated path, one can be freed from the contamination of the modes of nature. By that path, one can enter into the kingdom where the completely perfect personality of Godhead resides. The words Purusham Vishwato Mukham means the supreme personality of Godhead, who is all perfect. All living entities other than the supreme personality of Godhead are very small. Although they may be big by our calculation, everyone is infinitesimal. And therefore, in the Vedas, the Supreme Lord is called the Supreme Eternal amongst all eternals. He is the proprietor of the material and spiritual worlds and the supreme cause of manifestation. Material nature is only the ingredient because actually the manifestation is caused by his energy. The material energy is also his energy, just as a combination of father and mother is a cause of the childbirth. So, the combination of the material energy and the glance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is a cause of the manifestation of the material world. The efficient cause is therefore not matter, but the Lord himself. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtigi Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langete Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshulmita Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadanti Swapatantikam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swaminidhi Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 32nd chapter, verse number 6. Nivritti dharma nirata nirmama nirahankritaha swadharmaptena satvena parishuddhena chetasa. Translation: by executing one's occupational duties, acting with detachment and without a sense of proprietorship or false egoism, one is posted in one's constitutional position by dint of complete purification of consciousness, and by thus executing so-called material duties, he can easily enter into the kingdom of God. So Bhagavatam note says that the 5th sloka to the 7th sloka is about detached work. Okay, that is practitioners of. So what is this detached work called as? What is the another name of detached work? What is it called?
Nishkama Karma Yoga.
Very nice. That's called Nishkama Karma Yoga. That means you doesn't give up the fruits of the activities, right? You're not attached to the fruits of activities. That's called without acting with detachment. That means without getting attached or without a sense of proprietorship. This is called Nishkama Karma Yoga. You're not attached. Opposite is Sakama Karma Yoga. So Nishkama Karma Yoga means to give up the fruits of the results or the activities. And such people also can enter into the kingdom of God, right? That's a beginning, but Nishkama Karma, because we should do pure devotional service, but Nishkama Karma also purifies. So detached workers, that is who are practicing Nishkama Karma, can also enter into the kingdom of God. That's what it is said, right? But the most intelligent people, they'll take up Krishna consciousness, which is a karma, which is very easy to do. So here, they don't have any proprietorship, without a sense of proprietorship, because they know Krishna is the supreme proprietor. Bhoktaram ityatabasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Suhritam sarvabhutanam yatva mam shanti mritchati. Right, 5th chapter, 29th sloka, Bhagavad Gita says, Krishna is the supreme proprietor. Everything belongs to Krishna. Ishavasam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tektena bunjita magrita kashya sveddanam. That's what Ishopanishad mantra 1 says, that everything belongs to Krishna. So those who are executing their dharma, they are acting with detachment, without a sense of proprietorship. They are in their constitutional position. So what is our constitutional position? What is the constitutional position of the conditioned soul? Yes?
Eternal servant of Krishna.
Krishna is a Nityadasa.
So Krishna era Nityadas, right? Jivera Swarup Hoi, Krishna era Nityadas. That's what our constitutional position is. So those people get posted in they'll be in their constitutional position because their consciousness is getting purified, right? Initially, when we all came to Krishna consciousness, we all were karma kantis. We're like so attached to the fruits of our activities, right? Money, 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 sweeter than honey, something like that. And then so attached. Then salary. Now still remember the first job we get, all of you who have the first job, you'll be just waiting for the first month's salary, just waiting. You have a lot of plans. Now the salary will be this much, but then you have so much plans. I'll buy that, buy this, so many things. We're so attached. Every day we keep checking. Did the I still remember like internship, house surgency and all. When we get stipend, we'll be like checking everyone's account. Did you get? And we just empty everything. So attached to the fruits. But then as we come to Krishna consciousness, initially, yes, we're all fruity workers and we want artho, jnani, jitnyasu. We want money and all, we come to Krishna. But as the purification starts, what is the purification that's happening to us? What is the process of purification? The first process?
Chanting, Mataji.
Shravanam, right? And also Krishna prasadam. So when you take prasadam also, it purifies the consciousness. Right? Many of us came to ISKCON because getting attracted to prasadam. So yes, we came to ISKCON, we heard the kirtan, we saw the deities, so and heard the Harinam, started chanting, and slowly the purification started happening. Cheto Darpana Marjana. And then what we'll do, we'll be like, start giving a little bit. Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam to Krishna. Give little part of our income to the Lord. So that's again, we start doing little bit, getting detached from our fruitive activities. Then you do Nishkama Karma Yoga. Give up the fruits of activities. Now, as you advance or as you get the job and you get, you become senior or get promotion and all that, then what happens? You don't work for money anymore. You have like job satisfaction. You're so happy with your job or your career and you'll be so immersed in your work that you don't bother whether the salary came or not. Like as you go, like senior most, when you become senior most, your job satisfaction is important. Salary is secondary. So similarly, as you come to Krishna consciousness, purification happens and material things become secondary and detachment comes, right? What are the two byproducts of bhakti? What are the byproducts of bhakti?
Jnana and Vairagya.
Jnana and Vairagya. What else? One more. Only that?
Love for Krishna. Love for
Krishna Prema. Krishna Prema is like last.
Isha Anubhav. Parisha Anubhav.
Bhakti Paresha Anubhava. Okay, fine. So what happens? The three things. Okay. So what comes with bhakti is Vasudeve Bhagavadi Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Jnana Adi Asu Vairagya Jnanam Yat Brahma Darshinaha. So the two things that comes is Vasudeve Bhagavadi Bhakti Yoga Prayojita. When you do bhakti to Vasudeva, Krishna, then two things happens. Jnana Adi Asu Vairagya. Jnana, that is transcendental knowledge, and Vairagya comes. And Jnanam Yat Brahma Darshina. That means Brahma Darshana means self-realization. So this is from 3rd canto, 32nd chapter, same chapter, 23rd sloka. We'll come to this sloka, but I'm just taking it as a reference to show you that the byproducts of bhakti is Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga. When you do Bhakti Yoga to Vasudeva, Jnana Ati Asu Vairagya. The two byproducts, that is buy one, get two free. It's like that. So Jnana, that is transcendental knowledge, and Vairagya, detachment will come. And Jnanam Yat Brahma Darshana means self-realization comes. So engagement in Krishna consciousness and application of devotional service into Krishna make it possible to advance in knowledge and detachment as well as in self-realization. So three things that comes, right? And what about moksha then? What about moksha? What about liberation?
Not in the
We are not looking forward for that.
Not interested.
More than liberation, service
That
is
becomes
devotional
secondary.
service is
That we
important.
go to Lord Krishna.
No,
We
but
serve him.
liberation, isn't liberation a byproduct of bhakti?
No, Mataji.
No, Mataji.
Part
Yes.
of bhakti.
When you do bhakti, you're already liberated. Yeah, Jyotilakshmi Mataji got it right in the chat. Yeah, she already liberated only those who are liberated, and they're already liberated in the sense, not out of this material body, but still, right? When compared to non-devotees, a person who is doing devotional service is already on the path of liberation. He already started. The day you entered into ISKCON, the day one you started chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The path of liberation, Moksha Dwaram Apavritam, it started opening. You are on the path of liberation already, right? So liberation is there in bhakti. It's already included in bhakti, right? But so that's why a pure devotee doesn't want liberation. That's one of the characteristics of pure devotional service. Moksha lagugrit. He sees moksha as very insignificant. That's what even Villamangalam Thakur says, right? What does Villamangalam Thakur says about liberation? What does he say?
Liberation it is standing near the doorstep of my house.
Yeah. The liberation is standing at the doorstep with folded hands. Mukti Devi is standing on his door. Mukti Mugiladanjali Swayam Sevaya Rasmin. That means the Mukti Devi is like, please, can I serve you? And Villamangalam Thakur is like, no, thank you. I don't want your service. Yeah, because a devotee is happy wherever he is in Swarga, Apavarga, Naraga, Api Tulyartha Darshana. He's happy in devotional service because the pleasure, the happiness he gets in devotional service is much greater than liberation. So these are two byproducts, knowledge and detachment. So detachment will come. Right? You don't have to artificially get detached. In one of the purports, Prabhupada explains, you renounce your house and run away to forest. Your house belongs to Krishna. The forest also belongs to Krishna. So what are you renouncing? We're not renouncing anything. Everything belongs to Krishna. Just use it in Krishna service. That's called Yukta Vairagya. Don't do Falgu Vairagya. So this is called Nishkama Karma Yoga. So they can also get purified in their consciousness and slowly. So after Nishkama Karma Yoga, you go to Ananya Bhakti. You get then we do Sadhana Bhakti. There is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raghavanaga Bhakti, and slowly Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti comes. So there are two things, Nivritti and Pravritti. Okay, one is Pravritti Dharma, another one is Nivritti Dharma. Pravritti means all the activities which we are doing, all the religious activities, right? Eating, mating, sleeping, defending, all that comes, that Pravritti. And they will do it and they go to higher planets, okay, for economic prosperity, for sense gratification. And the opposite is Nivritti. Nivritti means to act for Krishna, to be engaged in devotional service, to not have the proprietor claim that everything belongs to Krishna. So that's called Nivritti. Now, Krishna conscious activity is the Nivritti Marga. We are all in the Nivritti Marga. Okay, so this is what is very important. This is engaging in devotional service, because Pravritti will bind you again and again in this material world. Again and again, you have to take rebirth. Okay, and okay, so it's like a dominoes effect. What is a dominoes effect? Anyone knows? Dominoes.
Yeah, Mataji. When you put a set of cards close to each other, and if one falls, then it will cause falling of all the cards.
Yeah. So it was trending in YouTube once, no? So what happens? Yes, as Prabhu said, like you keep lot of blocks or the cards, you keep one by one behind each other and like almost touching to each other. It doesn't touch, but then it almost. And you push one card. Just imagine some 100 cards are there, 100 blocks are there near to each other. And one, you push it, everything else falls. You've seen that? That's called dominoes effect. Just goes like that. And they do so many YouTube videos for that, just like that. It'll they're falling. So that means if one brick falls, everything falls. That means one Janma, the bricks are compared to like Janma, your birth. So in one birth, you do a lot of activities like Punya and Papa, and the reaction comes. And you go take next Janma. That means again you have to take Punya and Papa, and you suffer the reactions of the previous Janma, and it just goes on and on and on, right? It has to end somewhere. No, they're like a chain reaction. Yes, Mother, like a chain reaction. Some falls and everything falls. So like that. So what happens? Even if you've done Punya, that's called Pravritti. So much Pravritti you do, whatever in this material world, we all have come to enjoy in this material world. Krishna has made this material world so that we can enjoy our senses for sense gratification, right? That's why we all are here, for sense gratification. So Krishna has made this world in such a way so that we can load it over the material nature, or we can enjoy our senses. And then when you do Punya, what happens? The Grahamedis, they go to higher planets, right? For economic prosperity and etc. They go to higher planets. that what is the use? Shrine Punye Martelogam Vishanti. Again, you come back to this material world. But the intelligent people, what they do, they take nivritti. They have to end this dominance. They have to end the chain reaction. And that's possible by, how do you, doesn't make a plant grow? You don't want a plant to grow. Now what will you do? Or you don't want the seed to germinate. Okay, uprooting the plant, but you don't want a seed to germinate. Then what will you do?
Stop watering, Madhu. Stop watering.
No, the seed, if you don't sow it, no use of watering. No, the seed is outside.
Fry the seed.
Fry the seed or boil the seed. Okay, you fry one seed or you boil the seed won't germinate. Even if you don't water, rain will come, right? Somehow the plant will go. But the seed is not planted. You didn't sow the seed yet. The seed is outside. Now you don't want the seed to germinate. So what do? Fry it nicely, roast it nicely. Roasted seeds won't germinate. Or you boil it. So that process of roasting or boiling is called Krishna consciousness by devotional service. So the seed is the papa, the sin or the sense gratification we have, like a bija, the desire, the sinful desire, the desire to enjoy, that we need to fry nicely. Now, what is that process? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The more you roast it, the more you boil it, the more it won't fructify. So these are the papa karmas, the sins which we have done in previous janmas. These are like the seed. Now, it's going to be sown. If it's already sown, you can uproot it. And that uprooting process is also Krishna consciousness. That's the best prayashita, atonement by Shukadeva Goswami says to Parikshit Maharaj. That's the best atonement. So engaging in Krishna consciousness or engaging in devotional service, and we don't have to have the proprietorship. We have to think as a servant. But the servant relationship in this material world and in spiritual world is different. Is there any difference? The master-servant relation in this material world and spiritual world? What is the difference?
In the spiritual world, nobody knows that he is the master. Krishna is the master.
Krishna, everyone knows he's the master. In spiritual world, everyone.
In spiritual world.
Yeah, everyone knows he's the master. In material world, nobody knows. Okay.
In the
Hare
material
Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Okay, spiritual world is eternal, and material world is temporary.
Yeah. My question is, the relationship between master and the servant, is there any difference in the spiritual world and in this material world?
Hare Krishna.
No.
In the material world,
No difference.
There
There is
is
difference, Prabhu. There is difference. What is the difference?
Master also serves the servant in spiritual world.
Mataji, in material world, salary is paid.
Like Krishna served Arjuna as a child.
Mataji, in material world, bossy tendency is there between master.
Okay. Yes, Kishore Kumar Prabhu.
In the materialistic world, Mataji, that servant, he expects something from master. He doesn't do it free or without any expectation.
Yes.
Whereas in spiritual world, it is fully belief and it is devoted that I am the servant of master, Lord.
Yeah, good. So here you stop paying your servant. Okay, if you have servant at house, you stop paying her. She won't come next day. The moment you stop paying, she won't come. She's just expecting something and working like that. And yes, as Mataji said, there is the master and the servant enjoys the same opulences there. Like, for example, there is a servant who takes care of a bungalow, and the master or the owner comes only once in a year. He's abroad and he comes once in a year. So who is enjoying that opulences? The servant. The servant uses the AC and the servant cooks nice food and then enjoys, watch the TV and enjoys everything. And the master comes right once in a year and he just do all the maintenance work, repair everything, take care of the house for a few days, and he goes back again for in making money. And so who's actually enjoying? The servant. And the king and the servant. The king, whatever the king, the royal food he enjoys, the servant also eats the same thing. The servant also lives in the palace. That's how spiritual world is. In spiritual world, there's no discrimination, master servant. As Mother said, yes, the Sakyaras, Valsalyaras, even Krishna does service to his devotees there in the spiritual world. How he washed Sudama's leg No, so Krishna does a lot of services there. How he carried the slippers of Nanda Baba on his head. So many service Krishna is also doing there. But in material world, servant and master relationship is just on the material background. Like it's only for money, just for that. The master thinks to exploit the servant, somehow make her do all the work, and the servant tries to get money. But in spiritual world, it's not like that. Right. And all the examples, it says that, yeah, servant is more happy in serving, definitely, without expecting anything. Anyabhilashita shunya. That's how a servant is serving in the spiritual world. And in spiritual world, the master loves the servant, yes. And the material world, doesn't happen that. Spiritual world, Krishna becomes subordinate to the devotees, yes. That's the position which Krishna likes. Krishna doesn't like to be the master. Krishna likes to become subordinate. That's the highest rasa which Krishna likes. Like when Yashoda Maya try to bind Krishna, and also the Gopas want Krishna to carry them on his shoulders, and they say that they say that Krishna and us are almost the same. Right, in the spiritual world. So in the spiritual world, this is what happens, that in spiritual world, they think that Krishna is just a baby, like the Vraja Bhav. The Vraja Bhav is like that Krishna is just a baby, and also he depends on Yashoda Maya. Okay, in spiritual world, that's what they think, that Krishna is depending on the Yashoda Maya. So even Ras Khan, there is a great poet called Ras Khan in Vrindavan. He also had written the same thing, that Ras Khan says that Krishna is just a baby in Vrindavan, and if I am taking birth again in this material world, I want to become that Ras Khan. If I become a stone, let me become a stone in Govardhan. If I become a tree, let me become a tree in Vrindavan. So wherever he's like, I just want to become a material, a particle in Vrindavan. So that's what Ras Khan prays. So Krishna's position is like that, subordinate to the spiritual world. And he writes a beautiful verse saying that all the demigods are worshipping Krishna. Everyone is glorifying Krishna. But then Krishna is dancing for some buttermilk, which the gopis have given. Okay, he's just waiting for that buttermilk which the gopis give him. So he's waiting for that. So that's the rasa which Krishna enjoys, being a subordinate to his devotees. So that's a process of purifying consciousness, and with pure consciousness we can enter the kingdom of God. Otherwise we won't be able to enter. We'll go to higher planetary system. And the next sloka also says about detached work. He's saying that how those people can approach the Supreme Personality Godhead, who's the proprietor of both material and spiritual world. Aham sarvasya prabho matta sarvam pravartate. Everything belongs to Krishna, and Krishna is the controller of everything. But we get contaminated, right? So our real dharma is what? Save pumsa paro dharmo yedo bhaktir atokshache ahituki apratihata ye atma suprasidhati. Real dharma is to do devotional service to Krishna, right? That's the supreme occupation of dharma. Right? How do you explain dharma? How do you explain dharma? What is dharma?
Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranita.
Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranidam. Can you explain that?
Yeah, God's orders are actually executing those orders is dharma.
Yes, that's dharma. Because we can't make our own dharma. So whatever Krishna makes, that's dharma. Okay. What else? In simple words, what is dharma?
It is the law.
Principles, Mataji.
It is the law governing the individual. All the
eternal occupation.
Okay, the eternal occupation. Yes. The law governing. Yes, we can't make our own laws. No, we can't make law at home and say that everyone should follow. It's government who makes the law. Yes.
Every activity to please the Lord.
An indispensable part of one person.
Okay. Like example, in the simple words, dharma of sugar is to be sweet. Dharma of chili is to be spicy. That's the simple way. Okay. So dharma of the sugar is to be sweet. If sugar is not sweet, it is tasting salty, it's not sugar. So that is what dharma is. Prabhupada says the dharma of the sugar is to be sweet. So that means the dharma of human beings is what? To do devotional service. Okay. And dharme nihina pashubir samana. If we don't do our dharma, then we are equal to animal. Okay, Pashu. As mother said, yes, Dharman to Sakshat Bhagavat Pranita. So that's what Bhagavatam also explains that, right? So that means the real religious principle is enacted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the one who actually makes it, right? Krishna makes the dharma and we should do that. Our real dharma, if we don't do that dharma, then we are equal to animal, just animal. And here it is said, Krishna glance on the material nature and the creation happens, and cause is actually Krishna. It's not anyone else, right? So the combination of the material energy and the glance of the Supreme Lord causes the manifestation of this material world. Okay, so I'll end by saying this, what I got that verse, like what Rest Khan have said. Shesh Ganesh Mahesh Dinesh Suresh Jahi Nirandara Gave, Jahi Anadi Anand Akhand Achet Abed Subed Batave, Narad Se Shug Vyasa Rahe, Pachi Hare Tu Puni Par Na Pave, Tahi Akhir Hi Choriyan, Chachia Bari Nach Pe, Nach Nagave, Chash Pe, Nach Nagave. So that's what Krishna does. Okay, the verse explains that. Shesh Ganesh Mahesh Dinesh Suresh Jahi Nirandara Kave. So Shesh, that is Ananda Shesh. Ananda Shesh says that with his 1,000 hoots, he is glorifying Krishna, but he could not stop glorifying. So much he's glorifying Krishna. Shesh, Ganesha, Mahesh, there is Lord Shiva. Everyone, Suresh, everyone is glorifying Krishna. Nirandara Gave, they are glorifying Krishna. Jahi Anadi Anand Akhind Achet Abed Subed Batave. Like Krishna is Ananda, Adi Govinda, right? So many are glorifying him. And Narad se Shug Vyasa Rahe. Everyone, Narada, Shukadev Goswami, Vyasdev, everybody is glorifying Krishna. But what is Krishna doing? Chachiya bari chash mein nachna chahiye. So like just for some buttermilk, he's dancing in Vrindavan. So once Krishna wanted buttermilk. So Krishna was with the gopis and he tried to take from the young gopis. So he saw young gopis coming with buttermilk and butter and all. So Krishna got dressed up as the king's personal servant and he went and stopped them. But the elderly gopis were far. He didn't see, Krishna didn't see. And he was about to take buttermilk from the young gopis. The elderly gopis came and they told Krishna, you have to dance. They caught him, made him dress him like a female gopi and made him carry the butter pot and asked him to dance. When Krishna started dancing, Krishna is like, how will I know? How long should I dance for one glass of buttermilk? The gopis said, when you dance every 10 minutes, we'll put one small ball of cow dung on your face. We'll take a small cow dung, we'll roll it. Because those days, no timer, no clicker, nothing. I mean, it's in spiritual world, but still, they take a small part of cow dung and then roll it and make it like a patty out of it and put it on Krishna's face. So how much of balls he have, Krishna, so much buttermilk they'll get. I mean, so much glasses. So Krishna started dancing. He was so immersed in dancing, he forgot the time. So he started dancing, and the gopis have to put 1, 2, 3, like 6 of it they put. So Krishna will get 6 glass of mandal. So when Krishna was about to stop dancing, one of the gopis said, see, Yashoda Maya is coming. Clean your face. Because when Yashoda Maya sees the face, she'll be like angry. So Krishna is like, oh, Maya is coming. And he immediately cleaned his face and removed that gopi dress and put his normal dress. And then he was like normal. Then he is like, where is my mother? And the gopis are like, oh, we just tricked you. Your mother is not coming. Then Krishna is like, what about my buttermilk? And the gopis are like, there's no dots on your face. There's no balls on the face. Then only we can give so many glass of buttermilk. And Krishna is looking, all the dots are gone. Now again, he has to dance for the buttermilk. So this is what Krishna is. Krishna is lying on that as Garbhodaksha. Vishnu is lying on the Garbhodaksha ocean, or Krishna can lie on the milk ocean as Kaushala, as Mahavishnu. And so much he has. He have left all that and have come to Vrindavan to get one glass of buttermilk. That's the highest prema of the gopis. That's what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajeshatanaya Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kantit Upachasana Vrajavadu Vargena Ye Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Mamalam Prema Pumarto Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Madamidam Natartaro Napara Napartano Napara. Any Gaudiya Vaishnavas should know this sloka, because this is the summary of our Gaudiya Vaishnavism. What is it? Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajeshatani. You have to worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is that you have to worship Krishna, that is in Vrindavan. This is the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajeshatani. You have to worship Krishna. And Tadhama Vrindavani. You have to worship Vrindavan also as equal as Krishna. It's not different. Then how should you worship? Ramya Kansit Upashana Brajavatu. You have to worship like the gopis worshipped, unalloyed love. And Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Mamalam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Srimad Bhagavatam is a spotless Purana, Pramana Mamalam, Prema Pumarto Mahan. And what is the goal of life? Krishna Prema. This is what is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamedam. This is what the teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we all belongs to the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, right? We belong to the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Brahma because Lord Brahma started it. I mean, Krishna gave to Brahma. And then Madhva because of Madhvacharya. Why are we called Gaudiyas? Why are we called, I'll end with this. But why are we called Gaudiyas?
Because Radharani is
From Bengal, it comes.
worshipping Radharani.
Yeah, Gaudadesh. Who said that? Gaudadesh. Yes, one is because of Gaudadesh. That's because Mayapur, Navadip is also called as Gaudadesh. So we are called Gaudiyas. What is the other reason? The sweet. This is the external reason why we are called Gaudiyas, because we are Gaudadesh. But the internal reason is, what does God means in Hindi? God.
Sweet.
Jaggery.
No, God means
Jaggery, right? The sweet. Yeah, God means jaggery. So the pastimes of Radha Krishna is so sweet that the Vaishnavas who enjoy that pastimes, because it's a sweet pastime, it's called Gaudiya, God. So that's one of the internal reason the Acharyas comment. So yes, we have a nice Sampradaya. We have great acharyas in a sampradaya, and our sampradaya have not broken. The disciplic succession have not broken. A great sampradayas with the 32nd acharya as A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and so many books in our sampradaya, so many festivals, and it's a great sampradaya we are in, right? So we don't have to go behind Nishkama Karma Yoga and all that. So what we can do is try to do pure bhakti, try to chant pure Shuddhanam, and then try to go back to Krishna. So that's the best way. Follow the footsteps of great souls, great acharyas, and definitely Krishna will definitely help, because we are on the process. We are on the process. As you do bhakti, two things comes is jnana, that is knowledge comes, and also detachment comes, right? So that's very important, that how to glorify His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj. He's still doing Bhakti Vaibhav. Guru Maharaj didn't have to do it, but he's showing us by example that how is important to study the Shastras, because we won't be able to chant Shuddhanam. And going back to Krishna without chanting Shuddhanam is difficult. So we should have nice philosophy, nice background, so that we preach. It's our preaching mission. That's how we can serve Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, anything to add? Any questions? Hare Krishna. Yes, Manoshi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, is it correct that soon we will be having some training in preaching, how to preach, how to hold classes?
We had actually the teachers training course 2-3 times by Atul Krishna Prabhu. So that was for only all the teachers, the kids teachers and youth and adults teachers. But for others, Bhakti Shastri students and all, there will be again training, but it will take some time, because Atul Krishna Prabhu is traveling for some time, he was saying. So he might come again. So then again, we'll have a teachers training course. That's called TTC, that is teachers training course. They'll teach you how to teach. We had like 5-6 days of workshop with Atul Krishna Prabhu, where he'll practically teach you the different ways how to teach. Okay, it's TTC 1 and TTC 2 is there. So yes, Mataji, soon we'll announce it.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Sonia Mataji. Yes, Mataji, not there. Oh, sorry. Can you unmute?
Can you hear me, Mataji?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You having network issue? I'm not able to hear you.
Like
okay.
As you have clubbed the other groups of Monday in Bhakti Shastri class, they were requesting, Parveena Mataji, she was requesting for them to join the class which we have on Monday.
No, that's all our personal thing. We'll just put a WhatsApp message, not here. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining. Vansha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaः Anukodi Vaishnavade ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna Mataji.